Imagine for a moment you could have everything you've ever dreamed of. Fame, wealth, status, admiration, followers, all of your wildest dreams realized. Now imagine that despite having all of that, at the end of the day, you still feel empty. You don't recognize yourself anymore. There's no inner peace, you're lonely, you're sad, you're unsatisfied. You can't truly connect with the joy of your achievements because somewhere deep inside, something essential is missing. This is what it means to live without a foundation. And without a strong foundation, nothing else truly matters. No matter how high you climb or how much you achieve, nothing will ever feel like enough. You may reach the pinnacle of your career, you may travel the world, buy every single luxury item you've ever wanted, have all the recognition and fame you've ever wanted, but if you haven't built yourself from the inside out, all the external success is just decoration. It's the frosting on the cake that hasn't even been baked properly yet. It might be beautiful to look at, but on the inside, it's hollow. Think of a building, think of a skyscraper. No matter how beautiful the architecture, no matter how tall the building is, if it doesn't have a strong foundation, it won't stand. Eventually, it will collapse. Cracks will begin to form and it will collapse. If the structure is unstable, it will fall. It may be in a month, it may be in 5 months, it may be in 5 years. Cracks will form and eventually it will fall. Think about getting into a relationship. If you get into a relationship without building the foundation in that relationship first, which is actually getting to know the person you're getting into a relationship with on a deep level, if you just decide to skip over that because they're good looking, for example, the potential of that relationship actually succeeding is decreased significantly. Again, maybe it takes a month, maybe it takes 5 months, maybe it takes a couple years. The likelihood of cracks starting to form in that relationship is high because there's no foundation. Our lives work in the exact same way as these analogies. The inner work you do, the self-awareness you build through isolation, the love that you have for yourself, the time you spend learning about what makes you tick, your strengths, your weaknesses, the time you spend figuring out what your values are, what your principles are, what it is you actually want out of this life, the time you spend figuring out the kind of person you want to be, the love you give to yourself, the wholeness and the peace that you feel internally when you're just quiet, still, present, like by yourself. This is your foundation. And it is probably the most important foundation you will ever build. The foundation internally. The foundation within yourself. This foundation that you build internally, this is the base that allows you to fully experience, enjoy, and sustain everything that you're currently working toward. All the success that comes from your effort, from your discipline. And without it, everything feels hollow. Everything feels fragile. Everything will feel incomplete or temporary. And I think this is so profound to like actually wrap your head around and deeply understand on like a deep level. Your ability to fully enjoy what it is you're working toward and all the success that you see for yourself will always be limited by the inner work that you've done beforehand. No matter what you achieve, your capacity to fully enjoy it and embrace it and be grateful for it is determined by the inner work that you've done. Your capacity to enjoy it is determined by the foundation that you've built internally. Let's say, for example, you have a really big goal, something that you really want to achieve, and you feel like you can't be happy or fulfilled until you get to that goal. You have no foundation internally, you haven't done the inner work, and you're acting from a place of lack. You may get to your goal and it may be incredible. It may bring you happiness for a few weeks, for a few months. Because you're operating from a place of lack and you don't think that you're whole and you feel like your happiness is always dependent on something external, that happiness that you feel after achieving this goal is going to fade. It's going to wear off and you're going to have a new goal, and your happiness and fulfillment is always going to be in the next thing, which means you're just going to be chasing forever, not feeling happy or fulfilled. You haven't done the inner work first. Again, it doesn't matter what you achieve, you're always going to feel like there's something really important that's missing if you don't have a proper foundation internally. If you lack inner peace, if you lack a connection with yourself, if you don't think you're whole now, if you are not yourself, even your greatest achievements will still feel incomplete. At the end of the day, I feel like we all know that the inner work isn't flashy. It's something that a lot of us avoid because it's uncomfortable. Doing the inner work means we take the light of our awareness and our attention and we place it upon ourselves. And there's a lot of things internally that we may be sweeping under the rug, things that we don't want to look at, things that we don't want to come face to face with, things that we ignore, things that we know are limiting us but don't want to face head on. Going within and doing the inner work is scary. It's uncomfortable, and that's why so many of us avoid it. Doing the inner work is far from glamorous. I know social media makes it seem that, self-love and self-care and self-development, these things are very trendy, but real inner work, like real inner work, that's between you and the person staring back at you in the mirror. It's not flashy. It's not glamorous. There's no immediate reward that you can post on social media when you do the inner work. It takes time. It takes isolation. It's the quiet work of understanding yourself and confronting your fears, embracing your flaws, and building peace internally. That's what I'm talking about here. It's the work that people avoid doing because it's slow. It's sometimes painful. It's uncomfortable, but it's also the work that allows you to fully enjoy everything else you achieve. Without that inner work, without the foundation that you build internally, even the most extraordinary achievements will feel hollow. They will feel flat. You will still feel like something is missing because a massive ingredient is missing, which is you. You are the ingredient. The happiness that you feel internally is the ingredient. The fulfillment that you feel internally is the ingredient. So before you go out chasing the next goal, before you spend every single ounce of your energy trying to achieve something out there, ask yourself if you have a good foundation internally. Have you done the inner work? Have I built a foundation internally that will allow me to enjoy what it is I'm currently working toward, what it is I'm currently striving for? And the inner work is ongoing. It's a lifelong process. No one, I think, has it perfectly. But that doesn't mean that it's something that's not worth prioritizing. It's the work of knowing yourself. It's the work of cultivating a place where you feel at home, within and by yourself. Knowing that you're whole now, you're good as you are, and that your happiness and fulfillment isn't dependent upon reaching some external goal out there. Feeling peace internally, feeling comfortable in your own skin, being able to just sit and appreciate the present moment, not thinking that you need to get here or do this in order to feel the way that you want to feel. That's your foundation. And without that, you will always feel like there's something missing. Stop thinking only about the external markers of success. Invest in the unglamorous, invest in the invisible, but essential work first. Build your foundation. Develop a better relationship with yourself internally. Get yourself to a point where you know that you are whole, you are good, you have peace within, you know that you are yourself, you know that you have good intentions, you know where it is you're going, you know your values, you know your principles, you know who it is you want to be. You're anchored internally. Get to know who it is you really are. Cultivate a place of home internally, and everything else you want, the achievements, the success, the external goals, literally whatever it is you want. Everyone is unique. Everyone has their own wants. It will only enhance your life when it's built upon your inner foundation. So as we head into 2026, really ask yourself, what is your foundation? Have you built a foundation internally? Before chasing the next goal, before striving harder, take a moment to pause and really reflect. Are you building from something real? Are you acting out of a place of love? Or are you acting from a place of lack because you haven't done the inner work? Are you taking the necessary time to cultivate peace and fulfillment and happiness within yourself? Let this be the year that you make building a strong foundation internally a priority. That essential work will allow everything else to shine fully. You'll be able to enjoy everything else you achieve to its fullest and greatest extent when it's been built on a strong foundation, when you actually like yourself, when you are yourself, when you know that everything you achieve is fantastic and great, but it doesn't determine who I am. I'm still whole and full internally. If I had this, if I don't have this, I'm still good with myself. Heading into 2026, make your foundation a priority. Everything else will follow from there. Thank you very much for listening to this recording and being a part of everything that we're building here at Presence of Being. I'm grateful for anybody who listens. Again, I'm just sharing what's on my heart, things that have helped me as I've continued to grow and build Presence of Being. If you have any comments or any recommendations or anything that you want to hear in future recordings, let me know. Thank you again for listening, and I will see you in the next recording very soon.